How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you off my Solar Titan build. In this video I'm going to go over the mods that I use here in a second, mainly Warmind cells, and I will be comparing some weapons and weapon damage, so that way you have a good variety of what you can use. As you can see in the video that's playing right now, I am spawning a fair amount of Warmind cells. Now right here I'm going to go through the mods real quick, which is Global Reach, Fireteam Medic, Power of Rasputin, Rage of the Warmind, and Wrath of Rasputin. I'm also using the Path Burning Steps to get a decent solar buff to any solar weapon. Now right here I am using a 7 Seraph revolver, or hand cannon, but it is solar right now because I have Osmosis running. Now Osmosis is when you throw a grenade, you will change your kinetic weapon to whatever your subclass is. As you can see right here, I'm going to do 3394 base damage on a crit to Carl, and after I get a couple kills with this, I'm going to activate my Path of Burning Steps buff. You should see it going down in the bottom. It's called Firewalker, and Firewalker is going to allow this now to hit for a 4582, which is actually higher than most base 120s. So we took this 180 and made it more powerful than a 120. Now I'm going to be showing different weapons. Like here I'm going to use Yotun, and you're going to see this is its base. I'm always going to try to hit base and before I show the actual damage of the buff. Now right here I'm going to run around and try to get a couple of kills so that way I can stack my Firewalker up. Now the Firewalker buff, you only have to get to 3 stacks. You don't have to get it to 4 stacks. And I don't know the exact damage buff that it's going to give, but it's going to be somewhere around the 30 to 33% of damage increase. That's good for any solar weapon you're using, but it does only affect your weapons. It won't affect your grenades or your super or anything like that. But now if you watch this hit on Carl, we now hit for 31 and a 9. So that's definitely higher damage than the base, roughly 30%. Over here I'm going to be running with the Coduello. Coduello I use if I'm running with this build with Yotun. And it's got lasting impressions and boss specs. So it's 15k on the initial hit. And then we're going to do 69k on that secondary hit. Here we're going to do 23k hit, and then it's going to explode for 103. That was with Max Firewalker, but I did accidentally have a Warmind cell near him, so it'll be a little bit less damage, but this goes to show that you can get Coduello doing more than 100k on a single shot to a boss. Now here I'm switching over into my secondary loadout that I like to run, and I run with the 7 Seraph shotgun, which actually does a fair amount of damage when you have the Firewalker buff on. I also threw on Xenophage because Xenophage is crazy powerful and really good at making Warmind cells. So I'm just going to run over here to Carl, and I'm going to get as close as I can and pop him to do 25,000 damage. I made sure every pellet hit him. Now I'm going to sit here and try to get my Firewalker ×4, which you notice I did get it with a grenade to ×1, so that shows you that any type of solar damage can actually increase your Firewalker stacks, except for Warmind cells. Now I got it ×4, you only gotta get it ×3. And I'm going to shoot him. There's a Warmind cell affecting him right now. I didn't realize that. But we're going to hit for 38k, which is more than 30%. It's closer to like a 40% mark, but that's because we got 2 buffs going on. I believe here I'm going to be going through my Xenophage, and you can get Xenophage from the end of the campaign of the Shadowkeep's campaign. But it's one of the most powerful weapons in the game and extremely heavy hitting. So if we look at Carl, and I'm going to take a shot, trying to stay at the same range, 22k. I'm rounding the numbers just because I don't feel like doing that much math. So now I'm going to run around here and I'm gonna get a couple kills and try to stack up my Firewalker ×3 or ×4. In this one I'm going ×4. Like I said, you don't have to, you can do ×3. Now, it's roughly the same distance, but it's 29.9, so closer to 30,000, and that's still roughly a 30% increase in damage. Now, these numbers are variable based on things like power level, distance, and everything else. But here in the final part, I'm just going to go through my weekly Europa challenge, which is Safeguard. And I'm just going to pretty much show you this build in action. Now, I'm not running with Yotun, I am running with my Xenophage, but you do not need Xenophage for this build. You can definitely run with a Yotun, you can even run with Sunshot, or Tiku's Divination. I would strongly recommend, though, running with anything that can do solar splash damage. Even the Skyburner's Oath can do the solar splash damage, and that's so you get more Warmind cells to spawn. Now, this build is kind of a season-proof build. I'm not using really any mods that's going to affect me when the new season rolls around. I have Breach and Clear spec'd, but I'm not using a grenade launcher. If you did, then it would just make it that much better, and you do that much more damage. But I figure I didn't really want to put a build out that is going to disappear in 4 weeks. My Warlock build that I have, I'm using the Warmind's Decree, which causes void damage to spawn, or void splash damage to spawn Warmind cells. And it's really nice, but it's going to go away in 4 weeks. So I'd rather have something that I can rely on season to season. And this build I find nice. I one-popped that Wyvern because I had one Firewalker. But this build I find will be really good no matter what season you're playing in. It takes one of the worst hand cannons in the game, which is a 180 hand cannon, and it makes it hit like a truck. It makes it hit more powerful than a 120. It actually makes it where you can 2-pop Warmind cells, which you can only do with 120s. You cannot do it with anything that's 150 or higher. Like Sunshot would take 3 shots without having a buff. So, all in all, guys, I really like this build, and if you do, I would very much appreciate a potential like or a subscribe, but you don't have to, that's your choice. Only do it if you found this interesting. If you have any comments, suggestions, or anything like that, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below, and I'll definitely read them. I'm a small YouTuber trying to grow, so I look forward to anyone who watches this video to the end, or anyone who enjoys this content. Like I said, let me know what you think, and until next time, you guys, enjoy the rest of this run that I'm doing right here, and take it easy.
Resilient little soldier, aren't you? Don't take too much pride in that. Cockroaches share the same trait.